YouTube, new family. Good morning. How are you guys? Here on yet another morning walk. I want to make a video. Before I make my stories, I usually make stories in the morning on Instagram, just throwing reflections, wisdom after I reflect in the morning. So I do a morning reflection basically to connect with God. Just speak. It's almost like a journal. You speak and you say, so whatever's on your mind, speaking to basically, your father, the one that created you, and just getting energy from that. It's crazy. Being thankful, saying where you're at, how you've grown, and just aligning yourself. And then you can look back on that. Just walking here. Look back on that and see how much you've grown and the things you've been able to uncover about yourself, about the world, perspective, so many different things. It's a habit I got from my mentor and coach, Mike. So thank you. He's going to be watching. And after that, I read Psalm. So one of the passages in the Bible, Songs to David. So I just, choose one each day. I just go along the list. There's like 100 and something of them. So I read the New Testament already, which is crazy. It's the best place to start. And then you can go to Old Testament and work your way around there. But yeah, it's a habits and routine that I've grown to love, look forward to in the morning. And for this video, I want to talk about how I've been able to wake up before 5, specifically 4:40, 4:45, and not miss on any occasion, whether it's, a holiday, my birthday, someone else's birthday, Christmas, New Year's. Even on New Year's, I remember being in Puerto Rico for the one that just passed. Obviously, we're going to New Year now, but I was there on vacation and 12 o'clock hit. I was out there, but went back home, woke up at 4:40, routine. And at that point, the lights were out, I believe. They have a lot of issues with power outages in Puerto Rico. Beautiful country, you should visit. But being able to do that and how being able to do that, has changed throughout the months. And initially when I started, it was a habit that I got from other coach, Yados, that I started with. So at that point I was hungry for simply money, wanted, I thought certain things or certain habits, or certain things I add to my routine would help me to make more money. So I thought, okay, this guy's multimillionaire, has a lifestyle I want, and if he's telling me to wake up before 5, it's gonna help me make more money. So the mental and you can say desire for something external is what got me into it in the beginning. And it was hard, don't get me wrong. There's sometimes that I would maybe not wake up, but I realized that the trick to never missing an alarm and always waking up on time is putting the alarm away from you, and where you have to get up from your bed. Right now I sleep on the floor, which is a whole different video, but somewhere you have to get up and you can't snooze. So it can't be beside you, can't be on a bedside table. It has to be somewhere where you have to literally get up, walk over, turn it off. At that point, you're out of your bed, you've, woken up, and you're not able to start your day. And, you can easily go back into your bed. That's another thing too, but, once you do it, you realize that you already took the first step. And with habits, everything, it's about, taking the first step and then convincing yourself to take the next step and baby stepping from there. But the mental is what got me in it. I was getting consistent with it. I started to create an ego out of it about 5-6 months in, because I started adding different habits as well. So, waking up before 5 and then going to the gym every day, training every day, literally every day, with burpees as a second round, and then documenting everything. But I started to create an ego out of it. And that's when I began to waver a bit. And you can say the motivation, the discipline disappeared, because I was doing it, like I said, for something external. It was something that if I didn't see a result in, if I didn't see more money coming in, my mind would start to, which is the devil also lives there, would be starting to find reasons to make you stop, reasons to, you know, not let you continue and just make it harder and harder. But thankfully, at that point, God put my mentor and coach now, Mike, across my path, and he saw that I was doing the habits, I had the discipline, but I was struggling with being authentic and, overthinking and not actually giving the message that I wanted to give each day. So from there, he got me into the spiritual, and from then, it's been the easiest thing ever to do because I don't think about it, and I realize that thinking is the enemy. But like I said, I haven't thought about why I'm doing it. I realize now it's for God and being able to connect with God, because I'm here in my walk. There's no one here. It's me and you guys. And it's a time where you can literally connect before everything happens, Maybe 7 a.m., 8 a.m. rolls around, especially during the week. Right now it's a Saturday when I'm recording this. Like I said, it's every day. Tomorrow, same time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's a habit that is a part of me now and will never stop. And I even told my coach on the call, I'd rather die than wake up a minute earlier. My wake up time right now is 4:40. If I wake up at 4:42, I'd rather be dead. And that's because it's what keeps your frequency at a good place, what keeps you proud, what keeps you tied to something that you're able to do consistently, and it builds this self-esteem, self-confidence. Because if I told you to do something every day and you don't miss, imagine how good you feel. And imagine that joy you have within yourself, that frequency you've built, that you know that if you keep doing this thing, it's something that you can tie to and know that you're able to be consistent with it, and that just, leads to other things, because how you do something is how you do everything. So if you're able to consistently wake up at a certain time and not be for something external, because like I said, you can do it for something external, like money. Like I said, for mine was, if I do this, I keep switching hands because weighted vest, 50 pounds, and you're filming, it's a bit tough. But if you do something for external result, you will stop. Your ego, which is the devil, will always find ways to convince you to stop doing something that's good for you, because it always looks for a result or something you get out of things that you do. But when you do it for the one that brought you here, and do it as a way to thank him for the day, because think about the times you wake up now, maybe wake up after 12, going out to party, you're in lust, and you're going to bed around 6 a.m., which is when I'm already done my walk, my reflections, and I'm basically on my way to the gym. We're going to bed at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. after spending 6 hours of the next day in clubs, after hours, trying to chase girls, trying to get them to your after party, trying to get your nuts. And then I remember going into like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. This was in a different country. Right now I'm in Canada where I live. But you can see how you get lost in chasing the night and losing that first part of the day, which is essential to building that man that doesn't miss, that doesn't depend on feelings or desires to make him do something. Like I said, mine was initially for money, but then when I realized everything is spiritual, you can start to do things that were hard for you before. Like for me, not masturbating was hard. Now I don't think about it, it's easy. Maybe before, not watching porn was hard. Now it's something that doesn't come to my mind, and I feel it would be weird to like go into and search and get involved in that. Because like I said, when you realize it's either God or the devil and everything is leading you towards him or away from him, which just starts with your mind and thinking, you just realize that the whole goal is alignment, which means you're not thinking, which means you're in peace. And when I wake up every day at this time, I'm in peace because I know that I'm not failing, first off, myself. I'm keeping my word to myself that I can do something for extended period of time, but also it's not letting the devil in, because the thing with your habits and things that you can consistently do every day, if you mess up once, we let the devil in with doubt and regret and all these tools he uses to make you begin to attack yourself. And you think it is regret in one sense, but it is also a way the devil can peer in and make you feel even worse and make you start to doubt yourself. Because all these things of doubt and fear, worry, anxiety, stress is tools of the devil that you think are mental. But I've been able to do this, and now with the weighted vest, add more suffering, because God is the one that put us all here, that created us, that gave me the opportunity today to wake up and speak to you, still be able to walk and see and smell and hear and taste and have my family around me and have a bed to sleep in and house to live under. These are all things that are given to us and rented to us by God, the Lord, the one that brought us here. And if you're waking up at 12 p.m., 11 p.m., or 11 a.m., it shows how ungrateful you actually are. I was there, like you guys are, maybe watching, and I know that feeling you have, that you know you've wasted a day. I can tell you that's the worst feeling. And if you keep stacking that over and over, the shame you'll bring into your life, not only for yourself, for your family, and the regret you'll feel every time doing that, I can promise you it's not worth whatever girl you're trying to chase or whatever experience you're trying to have. Because how you feel with your habits and the things you do every day are going to dictate the things you attract and who you are. That is why I don't miss. And like I said, I'd rather die than wake up over my bedtime, because I know God is watching me. I have more fear of God removing blessings or his judgment than what the world thinks of me waking up. And I've had people tell me, oh, like, you wake up on Sunday too at 4? And, like, why are you doing it this day? Like, just sleep in. Those are people that are unfortunately not fearing God and his judgment. I'm not understanding that your habits dictate your frequency and the level which you operate. Because try doing a wake up time. Stick to one. Maybe you're at 8 a.m. Go back to 7 a.m. Start little by little, working your way back. And then see when you're waking up before everyone like I am, and you have everything to yourself. Right now you maybe hear a plane in the back, but it's me, God, and a plane. And the ability to connect with him in nature and do this every day is something that I don't want to replace for anything in the world. I was reflecting on something before that, now no one can try to lure me in with lust. Like I said, I live this lifestyle where I've removed everything. But even reflecting on it now, if someone were to offer some kind of experience where before I would jump on it, with women or whatever it is, I would prefer this. I prefer the morning walks with the vest before 5, as opposed to, any kind of experience you could possibly try to sell me. It could be 3 girls on top of each other naked with whipped cream on top. I'd be like, no, I'll wake up before 5 instead and do this and give faith. Because who do you know that is able to consistently wake up at a time before 5 a.m., have the same habits, remove the vices that tie them to this world of low frequency, and on top add more suffering. I was at 45 pounds before, now I'm at 50, and this goes up to 60 pounds. So I'll be adding more and more eventually to the point where I get 60 pounds, and it's not something to brag about. I'm doing this because I want to show you that you can do this too. It's not something special about me. There's no special gene. I've just found that all this motivation and discipline you're looking for and ways to change have always been there. But you operating through your ego and through your mind, which is where the devil seeps in, is why you can't be consistent and why you always struggle and have these battles and think it's you and, oh, I'm just not disciplined. And you make these excuses and these stories. Anytime you make stories, you're with the devil. Anytime you're in peace, you're with God. So like I said, I'm in peace. I don't have to make stories of, things I'm not doing or things I'm not accomplishing or comparing, competing. I simply look up, pray, listen to my conscience, which is where he funnels his wisdom to you and the next steps to guide you to where you're supposed to be. And either you're listening and have the signal, or you have so much noise and bullshit and bad habits and, you know, vices and women that lust is on your mind that you can't hear. And I've just been able to align myself more and more, and this is one of the habits that will always be a part of me for the rest of my life. Like I said, I don't see myself, I'd rather die than like lose this habit of waking up before this time. And like I said, before it was for me and for the mental and for something I get out of it, ego, but now it's for God. And now it's for faith. I'm going to give the world and show that one simple habit, I mean, amongst many that I have, but habits stacked over time that you're not doing for yourself, but for, you know, gratitude for the day and also for the one that brought you here, to show that what he's given you, you actually utilize. And the day is the number one thing he's given you to utilize, and show him that, you know, you understand what you're here for. You understand you're here for a bigger mission than just desires and flesh and partying till 6 a.m. every weekend and taking drugs with girls and thinking that makes you a big man and a big G. You're only a big G of the devil when you actually open your eyes and realize and stop being blinded by these things and status you're living for. So this video is simply to give faith. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you stayed till the end of the video, hope you got some wisdom. And like I said, we are the new family because we are the 0.01%, those that have the habits that many don't have, but also those that align themselves with God to remove lust, the biggest thing in your life that's preventing you from being the man you're supposed to be. The greatest men in history, the greatest downfall have always been lust. But before that, they've been able to create and build the greatest empires because they're aligned with God. When you're aligned with lust and the next girl you're gonna fuck and the next girl you're trying to go on a date with, you're aligned with the devil. And you may think it's cool and it looks cool to have girls around you, like I once thought, you know, was making me the man, but it simply makes you the big G, you know, of the devil. And until you see it, you're always going to be lost in that. So I will help you remove that. You can follow my Instagram and see the habits as well. I'll be posting more on here because I like sharing these messages, long form, being able to connect, show you guys bits and parts of my life, and also how I grow, because I can only grow. It's something that's hard to explain, but I no longer think about the next step or in my head. I simply follow the guidance that comes from above. And there's no chat GPT that I like look up and, you know, things in fear. It's simply faith and putting my faith into the one that brought us here. So, like I said, if you got some value, and stay till the end, much love. Like, comment below as well, the one habit you have that you're proud of, that you're not gonna remove. Has to be something that's actually, you know, productive and beneficial for you. It can't be, you know, a habit of, I swipe on girls on Tinder every day. That's not a habit. It's an addiction. It's a vice. So habit that you're proud of, maybe making your bed every day, maybe something you know drink in the morning, water with something, or coffee, or actually that's a very common, something that is outside of the norm that you're proud of, and I've been consistent with, and I've seen something stack, and you know, something that you see many people don't do. So comment below, subscribe if you like the content. More coming, more, like I said, giving faith and showing how I grow in this world that I see simply lives for the fast and, you know, the pleasures and the things that they think are real, but what's actually most real, what we don't see, and also what you have inside, which is your soul, your heart, your spirit, and what you're meant to operate out of, which, you know, has no fear, has no limits, has no comparison or competition, because you yourself are your own unique person. You have your own unique mission. And I, struggling with lust in the past for many years, know what it is to be lost, confused in your head, and getting out. My mission is now to help those feel, be the same way, and operate how they're supposed to. So God bless, and until next time, as always, keep killing it.